In the heart of a dense, untamed jungle, the quiet hum of life was broken by the cries of a young tiger. A mother white tiger, known for her pristine coat and strikingly beautiful features, prowled near the sounds. Her instincts guided her quickly through the thick undergrowth, but nothing could prepare her for the sight that awaited her. Her cub, barely a few months old, was caught in the cruel grip of a barbed wire fence. The young tiger thrashed, trying to free itself, but every movement only made the situation worse. The cub's sides were scratched and bloodied, its cries desperate. The mother felt her heart break with every pitiful sound that echoed through the jungle. Suddenly, she noticed a figure in the distance. A man, a hunter, stood at the edge of the clearing. He had heard the cub's cries too and had followed the sound. He carried a rifle, his weathered face showing no hint of fear at the sight of the fierce predator. Yet, there was something else in his eyes, concern, perhaps even guilt. The mother tiger, with a surge of emotion, locked eyes with the hunter. For a moment, she simply stared, but then, against her instincts, she took a few steps forward. Her eyes pleaded for help. She was no longer the apex predator of the jungle, but a mother, driven by love and desperation. The hunter hesitated, his heart racing. He had spent his life in the wild, understanding the balance of nature, but this was different. The sight of the injured cub, the unspoken plea from the mother, moved him deeply. He had been trained to kill, but he had never been taught how to save. The mother tiger took another step, closer now, and let out a low growl that carried the weight of her plea. Her gaze was intense, but there was a softness to it, a mother's love transcending the wild instincts she had always followed. Slowly, the hunter lowered his rifle. He could not leave the cub to suffer. Moving cautiously, he approached the barbed wire, carefully prying it apart to free the young tiger. The cub winced with pain as the sharp wire pulled at its fur, but relief washed over it as the hunter managed to cut through the fence. The mother tiger watched closely, her tension palpable. She stood by as the hunter freed her cub, but not once did she make a move to strike. Her gaze softened in gratitude, understanding the bond between them was now something beyond predator and prey. As the hunter stepped back, the mother picked up her cub in her powerful jaws, cradling it with care. The cub, though injured, seemed comforted by the warmth of its mother. The hunter watched them retreat into the jungle, the mother's eyes meeting his one final time. A silent acknowledgement of the shared moment, a moment of humanity between two creatures of the wild. And in that brief encounter, the jungle seemed to pause, recognizing that sometimes, even in the most savage places, compassion could find a way.